Hello and welcome. Now, NotebookLM is really designed to be a learning tool and is suggested to be used for academic purposes. However, if you are a content creator, there are several elements that will allow you to use it. We're going to look at one in particular in this video. You may already be familiar with Discover Sources, which allow you to bring in new sources to your notebook to manipulate them. You can also manipulate your sources based on what you have by writing in elements as to what you want the notebook to produce. You can also influence what the notebook produces by adding in your own notes. So for example, if you were to click on Add Note, if you were to write in a key principle and then turn that principle into a source, you can influence what the AI produces. One of the reasons why you might write in a new source would be Notebook allows you now to create an interactive mind map. So based on the sources that you have and that you have listed, you can click on this button that says Mind Map, and NotebookLM will create a mapping of the content you have placed in your sources. You will click on this button that says Mind Map. You will then see your mind map in the studio area. When you click on the studio area, you will then see a visual representation of what it is that you have. What you'll notice then, again, is that these are loading tools. However, you can download the entire mind map. Now, the mind map will be downloadable as a PNG file. And in most web browsers now, what you can do is you can print that PNG file as a PDF file. Now, obviously, you have multiple nodes, and those nodes are not going to be clickable inside of a PNG file. If you're going to reproduce this mind map and you're going to reproduce it outside of NotebookLM, you'll need to make sure that when you click on this element, that you'll see the expanded nodes. Now, those expanded nodes actually refer to this document that you see here in your chat area. We can then close up this node. And what we're going to need to do is we'll need to save this note. And we can make sure that when we save the note, that we click on top of it, and then we give it a numbering convention. And so we can say that this is node 1, or whatever numbering or naming convention that you want, so that when you go back, you'll know that this document is in regards to what you just produced. Now, it's important to save that note because if we refresh this, for example, if we were to click F5, you'll notice then that the chat goes away where we produced the content for the node. However, we have saved that content here in our studio when we clicked Save to Note. So again, if we click on top of the node, we get this content. And again, now if we expand this, we're going to be able to see the entire element. Now you're going to have to move your mouse and you can size it up to see it again, so you can see the visual element of what it is that you are discussing. However, the information for the node will then be in your chat area. And remember, you're going to have to save each one of these to a note so that it doesn't disappear when you have to refresh the notebook. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.